Well, hello everybody. Caught me underneath this cat again. It's December the 12th of 24. And just going to be finishing up with the underneath part here, which is torquing up these end caps on the diagonal brace. I'm going to double check the far side I did a year or two ago. And then we'll get the grease gun going and service this up. This is not an easy place to work, I'll tell you. All right, that's torqued up. Let's check this fitting. It's aimed in the right direction. Get this grease gun on there. Okay, that one is greased up. We'll just get the other one and call her good. I don't know, you see that cat up there? Really likes to hang out when I'm working on this cat. While I'm at it, I might as well grease these other outboard areas as well. Squeezing a lot of grease out there. That's a bad zerk. It doesn't grab the fitting properly. Well, I've got the clutch housing opened up. I'll give this clutch apparatus a little shot. That air grease gun seems to be just making a bit of a mess, so I'll just try the whole standard hand pump gun. Might have a better coupler. Yeah. There. This is a different gun altogether. Still an air-powered gun, but it's got the Elamite button head style on. A lot of people associate these button heads with Caterpillar, and they are indeed on Caterpillars a lot, or in the old ones that took grease. And I'm just putting regular grease in there, not the corn grease or the 00 grease, whatever. But because that's all I got, I don't really want to buy a darn supply of that double knot grease. But anyway, yeah, these are Elamite, and they're just synonymous with Caterpillar, but of the old cats. When I was backing the idler off to take the track off, I thought this assembly here was right, packed full of grease, wouldn't let that big threaded shaft screw in. But I'm sticking this bar in here, and I can clearly tap the very bottom end of it I can feel it's going through grease, but I don't think it's, I thought it was a case of being right full of grease. But nope, so we're just gonna leave that grease in there and run our rod in there after we get this bracket mounted in place. Put a longer bolt than that one. Well, I think that one is stripped out, but that's all we're going to do with it for now. The other side over here, I'm going to have to get my welder buddy. This was just welded in place. I cut it off. So we'll just weld it back together where I cut it. She'll have to do. Well, we got one bolt started there. It's such a cumbersome thing, this pedestal with a roller on it. Hard to control, but we got it on there. Got one of those bolts now. I got to get 3 bigger bolts. I forgot these were through holes, and I actually cut them off with a torch. So I had to find new bolts and nuts, but I think we got her. Well, and then we don't have the right size socket. Okay, that roller and pedestal is in place. Now we'll just get that grease gun out again and we'll grease the roller. Being this is pretty stiff grease, I give it quite a few shots. It's got grease at the front end of the roller, but it takes quite a while for that grease to get moved back into this opposite bearing. I can't wobble it up and down so much now, so it's over there. It's not quite coming out there, but I'll run it for a bit and then get it warmed up and run some more grease in there. Should be new bushings put in, but that's what we got. That's what we're going with. Okay, there's the roller mounted back in there. Now I'm just going to adjust that spring and get that great big threaded rod put in there, and that'll be as far as I'm going to go with the track frame. I'm going to leave the track off it because it's just easier to stand on that big spring and around through that fender to work on. Looking down at this mainspring where this guide has been welded on there, like probably 20-30 rods, looks like, built up pretty beefy. When the spring is laid into place and the track is involved, it's probably a ½ inch away from the base of this pedestal down there. But just to get it in there, I'm going to have to take the torch and just cut off some of this welding, 1/4 inch of it, and get it to fit in right in behind that pedestal so as it lines up with a big bolt to adjust the tension. So I guess we'll dig out the old torch. Okay, what I've got here now is this here piece here is the through pipe there that the shaft goes through, the big threaded shaft, and this is the boss that it's going to screw into, but it's not quite lined up again. I had to cut with the torch the corner of that pedestal off the far side, but it's I'm still having trouble lining it up, but I'll just get this started. As you can see, it's just off to the side a little bit, and I think I've got just barely enough room. I think that's going to be it. Move it over, so we'll should be able to get that started. Yeah. Okay, that's ready. I'll just get a pipe wrench and then I'll just turn it in all the way, and that'll be installed. I got this part way in, and it's going to take quite a few more cranks. And as I go in, these threads have got dirty. I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but those threads going into the boss here has got dirty. So when I go in 1 inch, I take the wire wheel and remove all the dirt off the threads and go in further. It should be almost in there. This is the area here that's getting dirty threads, so more dirt. So just get the wire wheel going on it. Okay, I think that's as far in as I have to go. The chains are pretty worn out, so the idler ride's almost the end of the frame, so I think that's where it was when I started. So the next step is I'm just going to get the idler in place, or maybe I'll just work at the clutch. We'll have to think about that. It's getting about the end of the day. I'm going to have to start this. Probably start it up again working at this on Saturday. Good morning. It is Saturday this morning, and I was right. I didn't have time to do any work on this yesterday because I was out hauling logs for the mill. But we're back at her on Saturday morning. Now in my hands here I have, this is the brand new Link package I got from Caterpillar that goes down in that area there on the pin, and in those in that shackle type device down there with a bolt. This is what's left of the old one. It's just half. It exploded on the one end and just flung itself around inside the clutch compartment until it wore itself off and then became silent. But anyway, there's 4 more of those links there, probably in equal condition, about ready to explode. So this brand new one, I'm going to put this brand new one in there, and I understand that it's going to end up taking all the load initially till it wears us out prematurely, and then the other ones start pulling again. So, but anyway, here we go. We're just going to get those in place. Okay, the way we're going to put this in is it has a seam on the one side of this, so I'm going to put that down toward the center, like down toward the clutch, and then we'll might need the hammer. Knock that key out of that crankshaft. That's not good. Managed to find it. All right, I think that's in there tight enough. Now we'll just go to the other side, and I'll get that washer with the, we'll try a brand new cotter pin. No nails. It's not new, but they've been in this can for probably 30 years. I think they're going to work. They're a little rusty, but they've never been used before. Most of them, or the one I'm going to use, has never been used before. All right, that's in there, and that clutch has been repaired. So now we'll just clean up our mating edges and get that top part put back in, bolted down. Okay, now moving over to this idler, I got to get all the slide assembly put together. There's multiple pieces on either side, so we'll bring them all over here, and of course we're going to use the Clark because we use the Clark on so much stuff. Okay, we're moving over to this idler. We're going to try to get this idler together. And I got these two rubber coated springs on either side, so there's 4 with little pusher caps on them on each one. So I got to roll this idler ahead so I can get the these in first, and then these here sliding plates go on, and then I'm going to flip it over so as that holds it together, and then we'll try to get her back into the frame. Hopefully that'll, well, might not hold it. Hold it up there long enough to get the whole thing back together. Okay, if I can get my gloves on quick enough and roll that in there, I should have it all captured in place before the tape gives out. Okay, nicely sat on the forks. So now we're just going to go have ourselves a quick coffee, and then we'll move this thing forward and hopefully slide it onto that frame without losing all our pieces. Well, that was a little bit of a wrestling match, as it is usually when you're working alone. But I got that either all the pieces in the right places and slid back into the proper area over top of that big adjusting bolt. Now, I'm thinking that's as far back as it has to go, but I'm going to try wrenching it with the pipe wrench a little bit more, that bolt, and just see if that's, you know, I can always wrench it back out, but I'm just going to push that idler back in that way toward the top roller, and, you know, just make sure I can get that chain done up. Well, I went and dug out my, since it's above zero, dug out my wash gun there, and I'm just going to rinse everything off there as best I can before I put the clutch cowling back on and a few other miscellaneous pieces. So, and I'm using hot water, no soap, but it's all I got is hot water, and we'll just give her a shot. It's not the best system in the world, but it's just a cheap old Canadian Tire pressure washer and rigged up to the hot water line. It has soap capability, but I don't have any soap here, so So we just used the hot water. As you can see, it blasted off that old greasy dirt there quite well. On top of it, I cleaned off this whole top clutch housing and inside and out, and got her looking pretty good. Nicer to handle there, putting in all them bolts. Okay, I think I got her kind of cleaned up. The biggest parts are off. It's still not going to look like brand new, that's for sure, but it's way cleaner than what it was. Got that cowling all cleaned out inside the clutch area, in behind where between the dash plate and the pony motor was really bad. Got all that blown out of there. Hopefully I didn't get the damn mag too damn wet. That's probably going to be my next goddamn problem. But, okay, after I got it washed up, I got that clutch cowling in place there. The big bolts are done up. I don't have the small 3/8 bolts done up to hold the clutch mechanism down there, and I don't have this pinion engagement lever put back in, but it's coming along. Been a long day of wrestling and wet and cold. I'm going to end the video here. It's been a pretty long day, so I'm just going to end it here. I got a lot left to do. I got to rethread some holes, maybe put some bigger bolts and thread them so they can bolt up things properly, like the dash plate and the floor plates. A lot of those are all stripped and missing, and just a mess. So it's going to take a while to figure that out. Get the belting back on the pony motor flywheel, and hood down, and air cleaner on, and whatnot. And then from that point on, I'll pull around the chain. But we're going to do all that tomorrow. It's all we got for now. So we'll catch up to you later, and we'll see you tomorrow.